Cyndi,
Yeah.
now it's my turn to ask you questions. I have this little piece of plastic. I had never met a professor in creativity. How did that happen?
So in my first life, I was actually a professional actor, and I came off of a national tour, and I was trying to figure out, is this really what I want to do? Do I want to be a professional actor, or do I want to do something else? And a friend of mine said to me, stop asking what do you want to do with your life? What do you want to learn about? And I said, I wanted to learn about creativity. And I found the International Center for Studies in Creativity at Buffalo State, which is the oldest degree granting program in creativity in the world, and still one of the only programs in creativity. So I went and studied there 20 years ago. And when I finished, they brought me on to teach, and then I got my doctorate in curriculum teaching and learning. So all of my work for the last 20 years has been focused on deliberately teaching creativity and problem solving. And that's how I became a creativity professor.
Up until I met you, I didn't know that there was one, or even the whole concept of the science of creativity was not something I knew about. So it's been kind of fun to find out from you. When you teach that, do you ever find yourself challenged as far as being creative? I mean, I'm assuming you have to be creative when you're teaching this. Does that become an issue, or do you have it down? How do you do that?
No, I think my first 5 years or so of teaching, I felt a little bit stagnant. I was teaching creativity, but a lot of the science of creativity is more straightforward in terms of facts and logic and data and science and all that sort of thing. But then I learned something called the Torrance incubation model, which I'll be talking about later on this year on the Creativity channel. And that particular model helped me to integrate creative thinking skills in, and then it became fun. So then I started looking at what is the most dull topics that we teach and how can we make it more engaging. And that's how I bring creativity into the classroom. Have
you ever had a student just like freeze and not be able to be creative, or has it always worked?
Oh no, absolutely. I have students freeze all the time. And
you live in Buffalo.
Yes, especially in Buffalo. So I was actually in my introduction to creative thinking class, which is an undergraduate class, and I teach at both the undergraduate and graduate level. I had a student who had to do an invention project at the end, and she got up and she just looked at me and she started to cry. Oh. And I just put my hand on her shoulder and I said, "It's okay, you can stop." And she looked at me, she said, "No, I'm gonna do this." And she did it. And at the end, she came and she wrapped her arms around me and she gave me a hug and she said, "I'm so proud of myself that I created something and that I could do it." And there's nothing like more gratifying than that.
Okay, so well, absolutely. Last question I have at the moment is the people who come through the program that you're involved in, are they all in, quote unquote, creative fields, or are they using what they've learned from you in other disciplines?
No, actually, we have people that come across disciplines. So we really consider creativity transdisciplinary. So we have people that come from business, from education, from the arts, from human resources, from the health fields. You name it, we've had it in our program.
You refer to yourself as an idea doula. Can you talk about that a bit?
Sure. So a doula is someone that helps in the labor process when a woman is giving childbirth. And I do that with ideas. I love when people come to me and they say, "I have this idea," and then I help them through the process and help them see it to what we call an innovation, which is the end product. I love that whole process of creating and finding that ending mark. So that's why I call myself an idea doula.